Well, I got a new update for you. You might have missed it because it was so small and also blink and it was gone. See, all the good updates go away. But why? Today we are going to get right into this small minor update, but of course it can help drivers, so don't stick around very long. How does it affect you as a dasher? Why are some seeing this DoorDash update and some aren't? And towards the end, I'll give you really what I think about this update. What is this update? I'm going to be honest, I saw this and I said, oh, this is actually kind of cool. This could actually really help dashers to figure out what's really going on in the app. But it is so small. I needed to put my reader glasses on just to kind of see it, but here it is. So right where it says where the current hotspot is, in some areas it's now saying fewer dashers needed and some say more dashers needed. So you kind of have a little bit of a heat map on what's going on and where drivers are needed in these hotspots. So at first I'm like, huh, that's actually pretty cool, because how many times do dashers go to hotspots and sit and wait for an order and you're like, what hotspot? I'm not getting any orders. But you might not be getting any orders because all these dashers transcended on this one hotspot. But in most areas, there's more than one hotspot. There could be two, there could be three. You can move around, but are you moving around to the right run, right? You're always taking a guess and a gamble. You don't want to waste gas by moving to a different area, but if you're sitting around waiting for an order, you're not making money, so is it worth it to go? Like, this kind of takes some of the guessing away from these hotspots by saying that there are fewer dashers needed or more dashers needed. Yeah, I was actually really liking this. And I'm like, look at DoorDash trying to be a little transparent. They're not transparent with the pay, but they're at least trying to be transparent with how many drivers a hotspot has. Now, granted, wouldn't a great update, okay, DoorDash, listen up right here. A great update would actually be nice to have exactly how many dashers are in one area, so you actually get a good feel in total of drivers, how many are in like a 2 or 3 block radius. I know me, there are many areas that are oversaturated, and that would be really good information to know. Or a different type of heat map to say, like, red is like, we really need dashers, but like blue is like, not so much. Anyway, this is the update, so let's kind of break it down a little bit more. So how does this affect you as a dasher? Well, I've said before on this channel, I don't go by hotspots. On majority of my days, I actually go farther away from hotspots, because a lot of times with these, you have drivers, especially inexperienced drivers who haven't been on the DoorDash platform for a while. They literally come to where their map is saying that it's red, because you would think map is red, I'm going to get orders, but no, because every dasher has the same mindset. So the more dashers there are around you, the less opportunities there are to get orders, and then you could be sitting around. Me personally, I go to my own areas that I've researched, that I have experimented with, that aren't in hotspots, so I'm not around drivers, so it's easier for me to see orders quicker. It's part of the DoorDash game that sometimes you have to play. So with this now, it's kind of nice in a way that dashers can actually know, well, if I go to this hotspot right here, okay, there's way too many drivers, I'm probably not going to get orders. But this hotspot over here is saying, I need more dashers, so maybe I'll go there and see whether I can get more orders so you can kind of have it planned in place. However, this is the thing. I always said DoorDash plays games, but are they moving dashers around like little chess pieces? This is what I'm thinking. Maybe this is just the pessimistic side of me coming out, so stick with me for just a little bit. So, by telling dashers where good locations or more door dashers are versus low dashers are they dispersing drivers to where they need to be dispersed to? Like, is it their way of getting orders delivered, and is it all big one mind game because now they're controlling drivers on where they're going versus where they should be versus where they want to be? Like, before, I have this area of mine that it is always a hot zone. It is where a lot of restaurants are, but it's not the best place to get orders. But DoorDash knows that. So by creating a secondary hotspot and saying, hey, Dashers, like it's almost like neon signs flashing around it, go here, they're taking Dashers away from the most popular spot and moving them to where they need more orders to be delivered. See, it's all big. It's a game, right? They're playing us like little chess pieces, trying to move us around the map and disperse us so orders get delivered. That's always their end game, right? So how does it affect you as a dasher? For me, I'm going to continue to do what I do and honestly not worry about hotspots because that's the way I work the DoorDash app because I truly don't believe in hotspots. Never have, never will. I always say if it's not broke, why fix it? If it is broke, definitely fix it and try to figure out where you're going to get more money. So work the app the way you want to work if you believe in the hotspots. But let me know, what do you think of this update? Do you love it? Do you think it really doesn't matter? I'm just curious because my first glance, I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. This actually really helps dashers. But then I started thinking about it anymore, and I'm like, ooh, I wonder if DoorDash is actually playing games with dashers. It could go either way. So what do I think about all of this? Well, to me, it's cool if it's accurate, right? When I think about this, I think about the estimated time that they have on the map too. And it says, okay, you're going to get an order to 1 to 3 minutes. You're like, great, the orders are going to come in. And then you're still waiting 10 minutes later and you're like, I still haven't gotten an order. And you're like, well, that's not completely accurate. So how accurate is this information they're putting on the hot zones? We don't know. We have to trust DoorDash. Do we trust DoorDash to know this? Because I don't trust the estimated time, so why would I trust that there should be few or more drivers needed in a hot zone? I think I said it, but I'll say it again. It's just another mind game to manipulate drivers to go where DoorDash needs them, opposed to letting the driver decide where the best location is for them to sit, right? DoorDash's goal is to get orders delivered. So is this a way of manipulating drivers to go where there is orders that need to get delivered? I didn't say there were good orders. You could be going to a zone that has a whole bunch of like $2 and $3 orders, and you just move down there, and because it's full of like McDonald's and Wendy's and Taco Bells, and you're like, why the heck did I even go down there? Because the orders are just crap. I should have stayed where I was, but DoorDash manipulated drivers to go to that hot zone because they can't get orders delivered. So just be careful. I always say, work the app smarter. A lot of times it will be more successful to you. Anyway, if they are testing it, so let's go back to why, because I don't think I said this, but why was it here today, gone tomorrow? Well, they test a lot of programs. To me, this is just another test to kind of see what was happening, whether dashers would respond to it, not respond to it, depending if dashers didn't even see it. It is really easy to miss. So if you missed it, a lot of people out there did too. So didn't really do anything because they didn't even know what was there. That's half the problem with a lot of these updates and tests. We don't even know that they happen because DoorDash doesn't tell Dashers that there's something new on the app. So we don't even know. We can't test it out because we even know it's there. So it was here today, gone tomorrow in a lot of markets. It actually stayed in one market for like literally a day. It was gone. So don't be surprised if you see this and then the next day, nothing. It'd be interesting to know though that if they did yank this program for markets, is it because Dashers didn't even notice it or didn't even care about it or didn't even do what the map was saying? I always say, have a mind of your own. Think smart as a DoorDash driver. DoorDash doesn't want Dashers to think. They think by throwing things in driver's face, like oh, they'll definitely do this if we put it on the map, if we say it is. But we're not that stupid. But I think maybe a little reverse psychology going on here. So anyway, guys, that is the latest update that I've heard of on the DoorDash app. It should be interesting if it has come to your market. Let me know if it has. If it hasn't, would you like to see it in your own market sometime soon? I said earlier in this video that DoorDash plays games with Dashers. Well, there is definitely an ugly truth to the games that DoorDash definitely plays with us drivers. You're going to want to check this video out next, and I'll see you over there.